Welcome to the LevelGrindCast episode 2. In the aftermath storm that is E3 2016, I am L0, and with me, of course, is Pixelated Soul.
Hello, level grinders. Is that what you're called? I don't know.
No, I don't know what they're called. They're called level grinders. So, Greg, how was your week?
It was pretty busy. I got tickets for the Silver Sun Pickups.
That's cool.
They're one of my favorite bands.
When was the last time they played?
Well, they played here on Maui in, was it 2008? They were the opening band for Incubus, and I was kind of more excited to see the opening band than Incubus, which I was excited to see them. But when I heard that they were the opening band, I was like freaking out. And everyone's like, "Who the hell are Silver Sun Pickups?" I'm like, "Oh, you'll know." But now they're the headliner of the concert over here in August, so I'm super stoked about that.
That's cool. Yeah, my week was uneventful: work, sleep, making videos.
Yeah.
One of the drawbacks to working overnight is sleep during the day. So when I wake up, I'll plan out what games I'm currently playing and then try to record several episodes and then edit them before I get a little bit of rest before I go in.
Right. So the way that my week has gone, because it is E3.
It is the E3 weekend.
One thing that I do every year for E3 is I'm a subscriber to GiantBomb.com. So they have, every night of E3, they have like a post-show, not necessarily wrap-up, where they just invite people over to wherever they're staying. They usually rent out a house or something. And we're talking other journalists in the game industry, press people and stuff, and a bunch of game devs. So they'll come on and talk business, talk shop, talk whatever the hell's going on at E3, and it's just really fun. So basically, I try to get as much news as I can during work, which is really not much, and I just go home and watch Giant Bomb until it's time to go to sleep. That's what I do at E3.
On those days where Sony came on, I stayed up that day to watch. And on Nintendo's day, of course, I got off of work, and it started half an hour after I got off.
That's cool.
And I was like, I gotta watch this. And then was greeted with like half an hour of Pokemon news that I did not give a damn about.
So that's I sort of had the opposite. I woke up, about 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, and it's a Nintendo. I got to wake up early, kind of get ready early so I can watch as much Nintendo as I can before work. Well, they played that first initial trailer for Zelda, which looks great. And then they played 1 hour of Pokemon, and I was like, I don't care about this. I need to leave for work. And then they played 10 minutes of Zelda, and then I had to leave, and that's pretty much all I saw.
I pretty much fell asleep like 15 minutes into actual Zelda gameplay, which is great. And let's start with Zelda, since that's all Nintendo brought to that.
Yeah.
If you want to count Pokemon, so Zelda Breath of the Wild, that looks freaking amazing. I want to say I was expecting just kind of the same formula that they've been using, like with Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess.
They've talked about it previously, and the way that they gave you more freedom in A Link Between Worlds, they said that was sort of a test to see how, I guess, the fans would react to being able to just go to any dungeon that you wanted and just go off and get whatever item you wanted from the start. It looks like they actually took that next step and just said, you know what? Go wherever you want. Because apparently you can finish the game. You can go straight to the final boss from the beginning if you wanted to.
Are you talking about Link Between Worlds?
No. In
the new Zelda?
In the Breath of the Wild, and if you know where to go, and you're willing to just skip everything and just go someplace that you're not equipped to do, you can apparently just finish the game right from the start.
Oh, where's the fun in that?
Well, obviously it's not going to be easy.
Yeah,
but it's an
no,
option.
But why would you just? Because they've already said that there's no towns. There's not.
Really?
There's not going to be a single town in that whole world. So this is
So
why
there's no Kakariko Village.
Nope, there's nothing. Which that means that there's going to be camps with like some NPCs. There has to be some NPCs. There has to be a Zelda. There has to be like some kind of other spiritual presence.
Did you see
something?
So they talked.
There's
to
that old man. Yeah, there's that old man. He's Ganon. That has to be Ganon.
Is it Ganon?
That looks like he's Ganon.
I saw on Facebook someone put a screenshot of the king from the Wind Waker.
Oh, yeah?
Next to his face, and it looks very similar.
Oh, yeah. So a lot of people are saying
but
that it takes place after Wind Waker. But like, doesn't like Spirit Tracks, and I know those aren't main console Zeldas, but isn't Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass like take place after Wind Waker?
I believe so.
Like
it's
when the sea has parted. Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's not the same link. I think it's like
no. I mean, like from an art style, isn't the art style blend because it's that same universe? Do I have to bust out the Hyrule Historia?
I should have prepared that before this. No, but so this, okay, so there's two different ways this can go. The one that everyone is saying is that it takes place after Wind Waker, when the sea has dissipated to a normal level, and Hyrule is just land because.
And that this is a post-apocalyptic world.
I don't know, because if you think about, did you ever play Skyward Sword?
Of course.
Is it possible that in Wind Waker, all the floating islands that are on top of the Great Sea were actually the floating islands in Skyloft?
And the ocean just filled up the space in between?
And the ocean, the ocean just filled up all the way up to those islands. Therefore, those became just the normal islands. It could be, but that's not what I'm saying. Because in the trailer that they showed, he dives into a ring and one of those little Koroks pop up. They were only in Wind Waker. And I'm excluding the portables for this.
So, the timeline goes, the Ocarina of Time, if the hero is triumphant and Ganondorf is sealed, that leads to Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks.
Wait. What does Wind Waker lead into if he's triumphant?
If the hero is triumphant and then Ganondorf is sealed, the adult era of
you mean
Ocarina.
When Link goes back and there's no hero to save them the second time? Because that's how Wind Waker starts, where the hero saved Hyrule, but he disappeared, and when Ganon came back, there was no one to save him.
Okay, so hang on. The way this works is Ocarina of Time, the hero is triumphant. If I go to this timeline, Ganondorf is sealed, the hero of a wins in a new world. Ganondorf is resurrected, Hyrule is sealed and then flooded. Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks.
Which one leads into Zelda 1 and Zelda 2?
That is the hero defeated.
Okay, because see, my theory is, when I saw this is what happens if he lost. Like, Ganon won, he destroyed everything, and that's why there's no towns, because he just destroyed everything. So the world is just, very sparse with people. Like that old man, he didn't say who he was or anything. He was just like, oh, hey, I'm just an old man. Okay, let's talk about the gameplay changes. The gameplay changes in the game are more open world like, where you find gear in chests and whatnot, and can pick up stuff from like enemies and use it. And they have grades. Like when in the trailer, they had grades.
Like you don't have a sword per se. You find a rusted sword in the chest.
Yeah.
It was in a rock.
Yeah, it was in a rock in the middle of a lake that was just stabbed into the center, which looked cool. And in that title, it shows the Master Sword really decayed. So how far into is this going to be the furthest along the timeline Zelda? Because the furthest has been a Zelda 2, because that takes place right after Zelda 1. And it kind of reminds me of Zelda 1, because in Zelda 1 there was no towns, right? It was just open world, go to the temples in any order you want.
Well, you can also set fire to the brush which you couldn't do
Yeah.
since Zelda 1.
Oh yeah, that's true. no, you set things on fire in like Ocarina.
But
With-
not like
with
trees and
Naru-
stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Which I mean, I love that all the new gameplay things that are being added, like being able to climb, being able to jump.
Yeah.
Give me that jump.
Oh my god, you can
that,
jump.
That sick slowdown if you parry at the right time.
Oh, so I didn't even see that part of the footage.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
Basically, I saw them. Their weapon broke, and they had to steal a weapon from an enemy, steal their weapon, and use. So, I'm assuming at least in the early part of the game, until you get a decent sword, if not the master sword, you're just constantly trying to survive by whatever means you can. Oh, I need a weapon. Need to kill this guy. They were picking apples from a tree. I was like, you can't roll into the tree.
Yeah. You have to eat. It seems like you have to eat in this game. Maybe. I don't know. Did it look like you had to because you have a stamina gauge now.
Oh, okay.
So I wonder if
solid
I wonder.
in there.
Well, there's also cooking, like they show, like where you cook like stuff
Are
in
there
like the center of a
recipes?
camp. Maybe
You have Odin Sphere.
there
in-
might
in
be
your Zelda.
there might be some there might be some recipes to go. So you watched it from the beginning, right? The beginning of their.
Yeah, but I only
There.
saw like 10 minutes of Zelda.
Okay, well, we can talk about it from like the beginning. So he awakes, and there's voice acting. Let's talk about that. That's the first thing you
There's
hear. is
voice acting, but not for Link.
Yeah.
And it's only for
I'm
specific
wondering if
cinematics.
it's just the voice, because you don't hear the old man talk either.
Right, that's why I'm saying. It's
I'm-
only for specific cinematics. And what's annoying is it sounds like you have another follower who's going to tell you what to do. And that's what's fully voiced so far. NPCs, at least that old man, it was just reading dialogue and selecting voice.
So
answers.
you get what looks like a iPad of sorts, the Sheikah Stone.
Well, it was a gamepad.
And yeah, already you wake up in what is called the Shrine of Resurrection. You come out of a blue goo.
Yeah,
So
it's like the futuristic. This is like future.
Yeah. Well, Twilight
There's
Princess
lights
is kind
and
of
technology
futuristic a
around
little
you.
bit, but yeah, like there's you're in wake up in the Shrine of Resurrection. You were resurrected. You had to be. You come out of this blue
So are you
resurrection
like
goo.
another Link that was
Are you?
previous?
Yeah. Like, are you the creation of a past Link? Like,
You're a clone.
did a piece of the Master Sword get thrown into that goo, and they're just like, bring us the hero, and you get resurrected because they give you no kind of like back. Well, of course, they're not going to give away anything right now. But do you just wake up from this Shrine of Resurrection and you just go? Like, you question nothing? Like, where am I? What time is this?
Well, I mean,
Like, I don't remember nothing.
so basically what they've done is they've already gone back to the very first Legend of Zelda. You just start the game. Boom, you're
Yeah.
off.
And you
And
go.
you see that old man. I don't know if he says anything like this is
It's
dangerous. You don't want to go alone.
Take
so,
this.
I just got that Game Grumps song in my head now.
Yeah. Which is a
Or
great
Star
song,
Bomb.
by the way.
Star Bomb.
Yeah. It's a great song. If you've never heard it, go watch the video. It's really funny.
So yeah, the joke is always for Zelda. What is the time to sword? You know what I mean?
I've never heard that.
Never heard that. What is the time from starting the game until you get the sword? In Zelda, in the original Legend of Zelda, it's like 10 seconds because you just go into the cave and then you have your sword.
Oh, yeah.
This game was not too far off. It was you got a rusty sword, but you still had a sword.
But you don't get that right away, right? You start off with, like, a spear. Don't you pick it up?
I don't know.
Along
Did
the way?
did the demo cut to some other part? Because he was just walking around and then he saw the sword in the rock and he climbed the cliff and took out the sword.
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to go back and rewatch that whole thing.
Yeah. So
I
at least in their
watched it when
demo,
I
it was
saw
just
it.
a few minutes.
But yeah, like he finds clothes, and he always had an equipment screen, but it was only like three things. It was his sword, his shield, and boots.
Right.
This, you have equipment with what looks like Soul's lore put into it. Because the equipment has like descriptions and backgrounds, you know, which I guess is going to be
and like
a
an
little bit
armor
like
stat for each.
Yeah,
you're putting on your clothes. You start the game off. You're in your boxer briefs.
Yeah,
you're in your underwear.
I wonder, and a lot of people like are still wondering if you're going to be able to choose like a female Link.
Apparently, no, they're not. They already said that he's not.
They already said that?
Yeah. And the reason why was just so stupid. You didn't hear any of this?
No, I've heard none of this. Tell me.
They basically said that the reason why they didn't make a female option was if they were going to have a female option for a Zelda game, why wouldn't you just play as Zelda? And if you were going to play as Zelda, what would Link do?
That's true. This is very true.
And that was the reason. I mean, well, how about you just rescue Link instead of rescuing Princess Zelda? Who cares?
It could be. Be Linkle. I like that character design. That character design is great.
It's just it's just the stupidest, lamest excuse.
Yeah.
Who cares if the Princess Zelda...
Okay, because I'm going to be honest. If I could be a female Link, I would. Like, I would. Yeah. I'd welcome that change.
Absolutely. Because we've never done that before. And it absolutely would make no difference.
Let me be female Link.
If you were a female Link and you rescued Princess Zelda, nothing changes at all. Who cares?
Yeah. Because I usually like picking female characters in games when I start anyways. Mm-hmm. Like, if it's an option, I'll go the female route. I didn't for Mass Effect, but I did it for a lot of other things.
I did for Mass Effect, but not at first. When I replayed Mass Effect 1 to get ready for Mass Effect 2, I made a femme shep, and I went Renegade, and then I was like, I love this character, and I played her through the rest of the trilogy, so...
Let's talk about the world now. So, you go out, and there are bodies of whatever was chasing Link in the first trailer for it, ever. That mechanical spider thing. There's bodies of it all over the ruins of the Temple of Time, which is nowhere near because it didn't say it was Hyrule Castle. It just said it was the Temple of Time, which is I guess maybe it's separated from Hyrule, because if you think of Link to the Past, the Master Sword was in the Lost Forest. Mm-hmm. It wasn't in the Temple of Time like in Ocarina of Time.
Well, there was no Temple of Time in Link to the Past.
Well, yeah, it was just a shoot away, but this was just the ruins of the Temple of Time, and there's just all those like rotted corpses of those like machines just surrounding it. So, what battle went on there that they're just left like that? It's kind of like in Wind Waker when you go into the frozen Hyrule Castle. How you see, like, this is a moment in time that was frozen when the Great Sea happened, but this is not frozen. This is not a time that's frozen in the game. Like, the world's going on, but there's still these corpses of just whatever attacked. And what are these corpses? Like, it seems really advanced technology in Legend of Zelda. It's right up there with the Resurrection Shrine, because it looks exactly the same. Now, are these like Sheikah machines? Did the Sheikah get super advanced and cause the destruction of whatever caused the world to go in that direction?
There's a lot of questions, and I don't want to think... I kind of want there to be like the future in this game, but I hope they don't go full Final Fantasy type future.
No,
craziness.
I wouldn't want them. No, because you have to be able to, use a bow and arrow and use a boomerang or something to that extent, and not just be in a modern era type, place. Mm-hmm. They said no towns, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be ruins of towns.
I mean, obviously there's NPCs and stuff.
There's gonna have to be NPCs somewhere that you talk to. They said there's like hundreds of like trials caves.
Oh.
Like trial caves, and that you go, and I guess you go there for heart pieces and to get like maybe rare gear. Oh, so also we already mentioned it, but there's gonna be like gear changing. Like in the trailer that they showed, it shows Link in like a suit of armor.
Oh yeah,
departure from his green tunic.
If you have stats and armor stats for just regular clothes, I would assume there'd be super A lot of options for everything.
Yeah, there's going to be, it's not just going to be static Link in his green garb. It's going to be, you can mix and match probably. Probably look real bad if you mix, like you have heavy armor on top and light armor on the bottom. You have a pair of shorts, but with a heavy top, that'll look really weird. I want to know more, and it comes out next year. But one of the things I really want to know is what is gonna seal, because we already know it's gonna be huge. This world is gonna be huge that you can go and just go off and explore whenever. But how are they gonna do the boundary of the world? Like, it's obviously it's either gonna be you get to the water and you can't just go infinitely. You're not just gonna be able to just sail off, and even if you can. You're not going to be able to just go off into one area. There's going to be something that blocks you in. Maybe like rocks in the water. Maybe that's something they'll do.
Or they could just put a giant creature that kills you.
That would be dumb.
It's an option.
Why?
They'll come up with something. They'll probably...
It'll be like Dragon's Dogma where just a red mist just kills you. You go into the water. Or that, or it's going to draw... Or maybe this is Hyrule that's floating in the clouds.
And you just fall. You hit the waterfall at the edge of the world.
You drop off the edge of the world. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, also I just want to know, how is this thing going to look better on the NX when it comes out?
I bet it will.
Because this game will sell the NX. I'm already sold on getting the NX if it looks better on the NX.
So I'm wondering what we have to find out what the NX is, because
we have nothing on it.
In this game, you have a gamepad in the game, right? You have that future tablet thing.
Yeah.
What is it? Something different in the NX version?
I don't know. They're being so secretive. It's ridiculous.
Is the gamepad compatible with the NX?
I don't know.
It's just
I forgot who I told this theory, but I always said that maybe the NX is just an attachment to the Wii U. Like
no, that's not
the Sega CD to the Sega Genesis, like that.
Then people would have to have a Wii U. I know people who are.
It could be a way for them to sell the Wii U.
I know
people
the NX
who attachment.
skipped Wii U because they're waiting for this game, and they're just going to buy the NX for this game.
This is just a theory. It's just a theory.
That would go against everything that they...
Did they... I mean, they could be bringing back the system attachments.
No.
In the Super Nintendo, Sega era, there was a bunch of attachments, like, all over the place.
The Wii U flopped because their marketing was so bad. With naming the system the Wii U, people thought that this was an add-on to the Wii. To this day, that still happens. So... They're starting fresh with NX. They probably want no ties to the Wii U. The Wii U only sold like 10 million units, so...
I'd be really, really concerned if it doesn't at least play the Wii U games.
I'm sure it will. I mean, they're always backwards compatible and stuff, so... We should probably move on when we talk about Zelda for like half an hour.
Yeah, we'll definitely move on. So, I don't know about you, but I have nothing to talk about Xbox.
So, for Xbox, there was Sea of Thieves, which apparently is really fun. So, it's made by Rare, and it's a multiplayer game in that you team up with a crew, and you man your pirate ship, and you go out to search for loot, and you can fight other pirate ships, trying to bring them down and board them and stuff, and it's supposed to be really fun. So, that looks really cool.
I'll have to check out that trailer.
Lacey saw it at E3, and she said it was really good, and...
Yeah, well, I think your opinion changes when you actually are there and playing like the demo and getting a little feel for it.
The other thing that I really liked wasn't necessarily even a game. It was the ability to customize your controller for Xbox.
Oh yeah, because the Slim comes with no controller.
That's not true. They have confirmed that it does come with a controller.
Oh, I thought that was like the whole reason the Slim doesn't come with a controller, because they're like, we want you to customize your own controller here.
No, that's just a separate thing, because they have upgraded their base controller. Although it's not the Elite controller, which I have, and I wish I could customize that. But
it's not going to be an Elite controller?
No, it's like a mid-grade based on, I guess, feedback they got.
Is it going to be an option to get an Elite?
No.
That sucks.
So I'm not going to get one anytime soon, for sure.
But I don't have an Xbone, so I don't. There's nothing on the Xbone that I really want that is a system seller for me to make me buy it. For that, it has to have a variety of games that I just gotta play that isn't on PS4 for me to be like, okay, I need to buy this.
Yeah, I understand.
Even with the price drop in the Slim, which comes with a 2 terabyte hard drive, you should get that one if you're gonna buy that. Because why wouldn't you?
I mean,
I have a 2 terabyte in my PS4, and I'm already I'm halfway through it.
I would just wait for the Scorpio.
Isn't that what it is?
No, they announced 2 hardware revisions.
Oh,
they announced.
I thought the Slim was the Scorpio.
No. So the Xbox One S is the Slim. That comes out this fall.
In August.
Okay.
August.
So at the very end of their conference, they announced the Scorpio, which is coming out next fall, basically 18 months from now, or holiday next year, 2017.
This is the response to the PlayStation Neo.
I don't know if it's a response.
It's them competing with them because it's almost the same, right? It's like 4K.
It's just Xbox. Basically their response to being last right now. They're getting their ass handed to them by Sony. They need to do something. So I feel
Sony. This is the second year where they've just came out as like with the best presentation at E3.
Only second? I think they've kicked their ass since they announced PS4.
Well, I know like when they announced like the Final Fantasy VII remake and Last Guardian update and all that stuff, it was just they I don't want to say they won E3 because I want everybody to win, you know.
I want to say they had the E3.
They had the best presentation for like the last couple of years. Depending if you really liked Zelda that much, even though that's all they showed. Hell, that's all they had to show because can't think of anything else on Wii or on Nintendo that I want to see right now, other than maybe a new Metroid.
What kind of disappointed and not the portable. Was Nintendo said that they have an idea for a new Mario, but it's not going to be at launch for NX. I'm like, damn it. I guess we're getting Zelda at launch, but...
When was the last numbered Mario? It was 3, right?
The last numbered Super Mario Brothers game? I guess it was 3.
Yeah. They need to bring out 4. Bring it out the same way they released Mario 3 in an epic way like that. And let it be the next numbered Mario. Because, you know, they spun off into the new Super Mario Brothers. I don't care for that new crap that they add to titles. Like, no.
Well,
just
if
number
they're going to make a new Mario, they're not going to do a 2D game. They're going to do... I would like to see World Super Mario Galaxy 3. I think...
Yeah, I would too. But it would be called Galaxy. It wouldn't be the next numbered Mario.
Well, that's the Mario. They sort of 3D World is a side thing.
I think a new Super Mario Brothers, the next numbered Mario would be good, and stop going with that new crap because they then made new Super Mario Brothers 2. They're not opposed to using numbers, but
okay. So here's what I think that they should have done. They absolutely should have done new Super Mario Brothers 2 be a new Super Mario Brothers 2. Super Mario Brothers 2 for the NES. It should have been a new that. And then they do new Super Mario Brothers 3 and make a new Mario 3 game.
Well, Super Mario Brothers 2, the one that we got, wasn't the real Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah, I don't care.
It was a mod of Doki Doki Panic, but it was a good game. I'm not saying that. I love that game. I pretty much know how to get to World 8.
But they missed a huge opportunity to take because the idea behind New Super Mario Brothers was it was going back to the original game, and it was a new version of that, and they missed the boat. New Super Mario Brothers 2 should have been.
That's the one where it's all about gold, right?
Right.
Where it's
a fine game. I never finished it, but you know, it's just your basic side-scrolling Mario.
Well, when they made Super Mario 3D World. That was pretty much like Super Mario Brothers 2 because it was the same cast with all pretty much the same powers. Peach can float. Mario was like...
Yeah, it took them 20 years to figure out, let's put Peach back in the game as a selectable character.
Yeah, let me play as Peach.
Instead of two versions of Toad.
But anyways, let's move on. Let's see. Resident Evil. Biohazard.
Okay, so I'm a
Resident
graphic
Evil
designer.
7.
I'm a graphic designer, and I love the logo. The way that they put 7 in the title.
Yeah, that was awesome.
For
touch.
both versions of the game. Because
the 7
the 7
in the Z of Biohazard.
So you have the Roman numeral 7 in Resident Evil with the I, the VII in the VIL in Resident Evil, and the subname is Biohazard. So America gets Resident Evil Biohazard, and Japan gets Biohazard with the 7 in the Z. Resident
Evil.
Oh, so it's beautiful. It's well done.
Yeah. I downloaded the demo. I have it. I haven't played it because I've watched LPers play it. Like the people that I frequent, I watch them do their versions, and it's good. I like it. Eventually, I will get to it and try it. It does feel like it's PT, but and they've already said that this is nothing in this demo is going to be in 7. It's just it's showing you, look, hey, we want to do horror. We want to bring back what made Resident Evil what we started with, horror. Actual survival horror, not over the shoulder action, shooter. And I don't know how they're going to cuz they say they want to go back to their roots with Resident Evil. I don't know if they want to go back to the stilled images backgrounds, because they're not going to do that.
No. I mean,
they want it so that you run.
The game will be first person. The actual game will be first person perspective.
Is it actually going to be first person, or is it just going to be first person in housings, like the demo? No.
It'll be. They said basically they're basically starting from scratch. They said how is the best way to portray horror and making the person scared? It's putting them in the game as.
I thought they were just doing that for the VR aspect of it.
Well, the game will be VR, and the final game will be VR. And if you just want, if it's too much, you can just go back to the TV. It'll be a first-person game no matter what.
Yeah,
and
I would want to experience it with the headset, to be honest, and that's only because I'd be playing it by myself. There's no one that's gonna want to watch me play it through VR.
Right. But if it's too much, if you can't handle it, then you're free to go to the TV.
No,
version.
If you can't handle the fire, get out of the kitchen. Because like I said, I have my PSVR bundle reserved, and now this E3 has shown me, yes, there are things that I want to play in VR. Resident Evil is one of them. I want to be scared. I want to go through that world feeling scared, and I want that free. So I was wondering how they were gonna do VR, because when in that bundle they sell you 2 Move controllers, and there's no analog stick on any of those controllers. I was like, how are you gonna move? But then I watched someone play it. Yeah, I saw somebody playing it, and it's like, oh, you use the VR headset with the actual controller.
The Move is entirely optional, and I'm pretty sure most games won't be using that.
I thought they were gonna require you to use those Move controllers, to pick up stuff. You'll see your hands move to how you orient it, and you'll pick up stuff like that way and whatnot. But I'm glad that you can use the DualShock and your controller and look around, because that makes it so immersive. Like them, peeking around the corner, tilting their head, and the camera changes to your perspective. I'm just like, yeah, I want to do that, and then I want to be walking through a hallway, and I do that, and then when I slowly creep around the corner trying to peek my head in, they are prepared for that. There'll be something staring at me, and then when I jump back, it's gone when I look around the corner again.
So one thing that I heard in regards to VR in Resident Evil 7 was they didn't simulate the head bobbing while you're walking, like the actual movement of walking, you just going straight through the hallway, and that was causing nausea for a lot of the VR users of the game. So they still have some work to do as far as that. I mean, I don't know how far along they are with this game. Who knows how long it'll actually be until release?
They have work to do to get it right, but I'm hoping when it comes out, it'll be awesome, and it'll be Resident Evil.
Their mentality going into this and the way that they're starting from scratch, or seem to be starting from scratch, is very hopeful, because until we're going to play them, I haven't played a Resident Evil game mainline since Resident Evil 4. And
just give away the LPs that are coming.
Spoiler alert.
But we are going to be playing Resident Evil 5 and 6. Because this takes place after 6. It's in the timeline.
Is it? Yeah, but so it's Resident Evil 7, so it must have something to do with what's come before.
Yeah. But it's also kind of like a reboot. It's them like rebooting it into horror themes as opposed to just zombies and viruses or parasites or whatever it is.
Right.
I'm hopeful. I'm super hyped for it. I want a good horror game, especially since we're not getting PT or Allison Road anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I want my horror game. I want my VR horror game. I want to be scared. I want it to be great.
Have you played what's the name of that game? Not Machine for Pigs, that was the sequel.
Oh, Amnesia?
Yeah, Amnesia.
No. I watched people play it. I watched PewDiePie play it. Didn't care much for it, honestly. But yeah, Resident Evil. We're super looking forward to it. And then we'll get you caught up on the lore. There's a video I gotta show you that was made for Resident Evil 6. It's really funny. It's kind of like a sea shanty song. I'll post it in the Discord later. But let's move on. So, God of War.
Yes.
Okay, so when I got to this late, I was at work, and no, I wasn't at work because it was on Sunday, right? Sony's was on Sunday.
Sony's was on Monday.
Was it on Monday?
Because
okay, so I got
was
off
at
work. What time did it go on Sunday?
Started at 3 p.m. my time, so that was 6 p.m. your time.
Okay, so yeah, okay, I remember. I woke up and I missed a little bit of it because I was recording. And I'm like, okay, I remember. So I was recording the last episode of Valkyria Chronicles Remastered, and I was like, "Oh no, Sony's about to start!" But I'm like I'm in the ending. Oh. I can't stop this, so I missed a little bit of the intro. Okay. I didn't get to it till they got to like the ogre. So when I first saw, I was like, "Oh shit, God of War!" But when I went back and started it from the beginning, the only thing I could go to was, this looks like Horizon Zero Dawn. It had the same feel.
See, I never thought that at all.
Really? I got that feeling from this, because it's weird, because one thing you got to remember is that this is how the gameplay is going to look, and this is a huge departure from the past God of Wars.
Oh, yeah,
because
absolutely.
The past God of Wars were always just you're far away and you're seeing him run on the map and jumping and platforming. This is third-person perspective through the whole world, which has no loads. They've already said there's no load screens or nothing. It's one seamless world, which is cool. But now, is this just a complete reboot?
Okay, so here's what I know about this game.
Okay, go.
Giant Bomb, they were talking about this on one of their post shows during the week. They had a meeting with Cory Barlog. Do you know that name?
Sort of.
Cory Barlog directed God of War 2. And I guess he moved on from Sony from there, and he was actually... he left the games industry for a couple years, and he was actually working with George Miller, who directed Mad Max Fury Road. So he learned a lot as far as from storytelling by hanging out with him and working with him. I'm not sure if he worked on that movie at all, but it seems pretty cool if that would be the case. So I guess he was given the keys to God of War, and if he was going to come back, then they were going to just start from scratch. But this is the same Kratos that walked away not dead at the end of God of War 3.
Is it?
It is.
That's what I want to know.
This is a chronologically the same character. Basically, after God of War 3, he just wanders the world, and he just ends up in a place where he doesn't...
Because I was looking at his character design, I'm looking for that just scar on his chest where he was impaled at the end of God of War 3. I'm looking, I was like, is this the same Kratos?
So chronologically, this is the same character. But they're rebooting him from this point by giving him an actual character. They're giving him more than just an angry guy yelling.
Other than just a crazy guy killing all the gods.
So, I don't know if you realize this. It's sort of obvious, but sort of not obvious in the game. All the experience points that are happening, in the demo, I should say, all the experience points that you quote unquote you gain are actually your son's experience points, not Kratos.
Really? So is this gonna be it's you and him?
Yes,
the whole game,
the entire game. You are.
It's father and son. It's father and son taking on whatever the thing is.
Dad of War. So this is why I think this game, from what I see, I'm like, they totally Naughty Dogged this game. They probably took. It looks like they took a big inspiration from The Last of Us, because you play as a grumpy old bearded man, and you're accompanying and helping this child get through whatever they need to get through the game. So you play as Kratos, who obviously has a kid now.
He calls him Dad, because I was looking for that. He calls him Dad, but
this is Kratos' son. They said that. And the mother, I think they don't want to say anything because it's part of the story. Kratos basically just wanders the world looking for anything just to get away, and he's trying to sort of make up for what he's done and just not be an angry person.
Ruining the world by causing all of its destruction?
Right. And he is still a god. He's a demigod. He's half human and half god. So he's immortal. And presumably his son is also immortal. So he has to teach him what he has to be.
They also changed his voice actor.
Right way. Yeah, there's a new voice actor. I guess the placement of the location of where he is not necessarily... It's just like generic Scandinavian place. I don't know if they've said it's Norway or whatever.
I could have sworn early screenshots had it placed like in Norse mythology.
I think
he might be in maybe he's in a new realm where the Norse mythology exists, because pretty much in the other realm, where in the main games, it was all Greek mythology, right? They were all Greek gods and whatnot.
So I guess in Norse mythology, the gods were abandoned the gods abandoned the people. This is what I heard. I don't know. I can't say for sure, but I really don't know how that fits in and how Kratos fits into any of this mythology. I guess we'll find out in the game. But for right now, it's an entirely new location, and the gameplay is completely different. You're always going to have your AI companion, which is your son, and you're going to be Dad. You're going to be Dad of War. And they're basically, like Cory Barlog, apparently he said, like, nothing is sacred. So they're just recreating what a God of War game is at this point. It looks like they're going to pull it off. I mean, I don't know when this game will come out. So that's the thing with Sony, with the Sony press conference. These games that they're announcing, they're not until next year or later. You know what I mean? Like a year from now, at the earliest, and probably 18 months to 2 years away.
Okay.
But yeah, God of War. I'm really looking forward to it because it looks so different, and I was done because I loved God of War, and I would go back and play God of War 2 and 3 right now, but Ascension was so bad.
I never played it. I didn't touch it.
I finished it.
I didn't want to touch it. It was on sale, and I was just like, no, I don't even want to get invested in that anymore. I was the end game.
I was really
nothing
upset.
can change that ending.
I was really upset when they didn't kill Kratos in God of War 3. Because I'm like spoiling God of War 3 if you care, but you fight.
It's already been years. People can get over it.
You fight what? Not Odin. What's again? Zeus, right? At the end, and he takes your sword and you kill Zeus, and I forget exactly what happens, but you get impaled by your sword, and it looks like okay, that's the end. This is the end of the game. Everyone's dead. All the gods are dead. And then after the credits, they just show a pile of blood and a footprint, and it's like, oh, okay, he walked away. He's not dead. We're going to get more Kratos. And I was like, oh my god. They couldn't...
But also, Athena's spirit thing survived, so we know that, and she seems kind of, I don't know, evil. But other than that, but you also got to remember, in God of War 3, he kills Hades. He kills everything that makes the underworld. Like, that's why dead things are roaming the skies and whatnot. Like, can the dead even die? Because they killed Hades and he killed the thing that judges you and all that stuff.
That's a
like,
good point.
Yeah. It's like, he just ruined everything in that world. This world that he's in, I don't know what I don't know, man.
Do you remember the ending for God of War 1 on the PlayStation 2?
Yes. I remember playing it. He opens up the Pandora's box, he defeats Ares, and he becomes the God of War.
And then the ending shows him looking over every war in human history. World War II, there was God of War. Kratos. World War, Iraq, the Iraqi War. Every war in human history he was a part of. And they just... Because when they made God of War 2, they just wiped that ending away.
Yeah.
Like God of War 1's this alternate timeline.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I heard somewhere that they said they messed up with the God of War games. Like, they had to finish what they started, but they messed up with the story and whatnot.
Which is why they're changing it and trying to actually... They're following through with what they started, even in this game, and
because everything about Kratos in the original God of War trilogy is he's just on a rage-induced binge of killing.
One quote that Cory
he deserves
said,
he does deserve some of what he got, but he's just on his rage.
Well, one quote from Cory Barlog from Giant Bomb said that they definitely pushed. Put the pedal to the metal in terms of how Kratos was characterized in the previous games. So they're trying to ease off the brake or ease off the gas there in this game. Because you can see in the demo that they show that he's trying to be a father. He's trying to be a good father, but he's a little reluctant. So I'm sure...
He's about to pat his son's back and he's just like...
Right, but he couldn't
grab
go
the knife.
through with it.
Yeah.
So hopefully they do it well.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. It definitely got me interested in playing God of War again, like that one, especially since now it's a change of gameplay. So, all right, so let's move on to Days Gone By. That was Days Gone. Days Gone. Oh, Days Gone By. I don't know. Every time I see the title, I think Days Gone By. But yeah, Days Gone. Honestly, this looked like a story within the world of The Last of Us. Other than how the zombies look or how the undead, things look. I thought when I saw this, I'm like, is this just within the world of The Last of Us? Of course, if you watch that trailer, the guy is shooting the zombies, and he's not even headshotting him.
So it's not even the trailer. It's the actual demo that they showed.
Yeah.
Because I saw the trailer, and I was like, what the hell is this? This looks...
Oh, did you not see the gameplay?
So,
when the guy playing?
At first I saw the trailer, and I was like, what's going on? There's just body bags, and just a desolate world. There's trees. And then I was like, what is this? Because there's no gameplay at all in the trailer.
Oh,
yeah? But then I saw the demo.
I didn't see the trailer then.
Then I saw the demo. I was like, oh my god! And then I was like, part on my most wanted list. Like, give it to me now.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It looks really good. I love when they are just like flooding out of like the opening of the door, and they look like they're just a wave of zombies, like water just pouring out.
It scared the crap out of me.
And
I'm gonna get to play this.
Yes. I'm like, what game has done it like that? I can't think of any game that has that.
I've heard people saying, "Oh, this game is dumb." They already did the tons of zombies in Dead Rising, but not like this.
No, Dead Rising. Yeah, but I never played the Dead Rising games, but they were not like those zombies.
No, these are rabid.
No,
I mean they're technically not zombies.
They are breaking platforms and using the mountains of them flooding onto each other to create the bridge.
It's like that scene from not DayZ, World War Z, where the zombies are just running, creating a hill for other zombies to get over the giant wall.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, I want to say this.
And that bridge fell because there were so many zombies on it. It collapsed from the weight.
No, yeah, the gameplay looks awesome. They had to have rehearsed playing through that, like, obviously.
Oh, of course.
So he doesn't get stuck. But because there are moments when they're just getting way too close, and he's just taking them all out before they ever get to him. And I actually noticed some parts where they got right up to him, but they weren't doing nothing.
There was one part
they couldn't.
Where
maybe
he
they
just
couldn't.
ran away.
And maybe they just don't attack him in the demo, but. He's not headshotting them, and they're falling, so they're really weak. But there's just a massive amount of them.
From a gameplay perspective, in D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, when you're fighting zombies or anything where you're clearly outnumbered, they're just, I forget what the word is, but like 1 or 2 hit points and they're dead. So they're easy to take out. Otherwise, from a balance perspective, it's just impossible to defeat. But the way that this demo went on, I guess it is impossible to defeat because you're getting surrounded. You get trapped. He gets trapped.
And mind you, this is just one scene. We don't know nothing of the world. If they're even zombies. Like, I don't think he says zombies anywhere. We always just assume they're zombies.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the zombie type. It's not actually undead or anything. It's just infected people that make them
just
crazy.
From the demo they played, it gets you interested. It's like, whoa, like just sign me up.
I don't think I've ever seen that many characters on a screen at once. I mean,
I just hope
from a
the
technical
frame rate is
perspective, it looks amazing.
I just don't want them to have that many zombies on screen and then the frame rate goes to shit.
I mean, do we need to buy the PS4K for this game to run properly?
I'm more than likely gonna do that. I want to be able to experience the best that I can. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say on it?
Do you know who Sam Witwer is?
No.
So he played Starkiller in the Force Unleashed games.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
He is the guy that you play as in this game. He's a voice actor. I know him from the Force Unleashed games. He played Darth Maul. He played Darth Maul in the Star Wars Clone Wars. That's why I know him.
Oh yeah, he was in The Mist, Stephen King's The Mist.
Oh okay.
He was a soldier. Yeah, that was the first time I ever saw him in live action. But like, that's Starkiller.
Yeah, so he looks like he got a beard in this game, but he's the character that you play as in this game.
He was also in the finale of Once Upon a Time as one of the characters they introduced. He played it pretty well too.
Okay,
it's pretty cool. But I digress. Going back to he's playing the main character.
Yeah, it looks like that's the guy that you play as.
Oh, okay.
That was definitely him.
Oh, okay, that's cool. All right, moving on. Mass Effect Andromeda. I mean,
I only saw the trailer. I don't know if they ever talked or showed more than that. But
they only had to show the trailer.
Okay.
And I'm already all in. Like I want it now. I played the shit out of Mass Effect 2 and 3. I think I platinum both.
Wow.
I loved it. I wanted more. DLC came out, I'm like, yes. But even though the DLC for Mass Effect 3 came out, I still haven't touched it. I might play through it. I might play through that on the channel. Might. Yeah. But I only started at 2. The thing is, like, I don't want to play through it, and then they announced the PS4 collection.
Well,
because that would bum me out.
That
would bum me out super hard. Because I want that
again and get another platinum.
I want the good one now. I want to play because I never played the first one. I started at 2.
So I don't know. I've seen people play Mass Effect 1 on Twitch recently, and the game looks bad. Like, from a technical standpoint, I don't remember the game looking that bad. It should look good on PC. But...
Okay, so here's my story with Mass Effect 1. When it first came out, I wasn't working at GameStop, but I bought it, and I sold it to my cousin, like, same day.
Why?
I played through the intro, and I don't know, it didn't grab me. It did not grab me at first. I didn't even give it a chance. I sold it to my cousin for like $10 off of what I paid for it, and I sold it to him because he wanted to play it. Now, I watched him later play it and showing me like missions on the Mako, which looks like they're returning to. In the trailer, that's obviously a Mako.
Yes.
You know, and I want to experience, because I didn't get to experience that. I didn't get to experience that in Mass Effect because I started with 2. Because when it finally came to PS3, I just got the Dark Horse comic,
right.
like that recap.
The Mass Effect first game was published by Microsoft.
And then EA took over?
Yeah, but that was before EA bought BioWare.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I want to play more Mass Effect. And this obviously, they said this is a different universe, right? This is not the same one.
I'm not sure. I don't know how
Is this maybe before the Mass Effect series?
Well, it's a different galaxy, isn't it?
I don't...
Like, Earth, mankind has worked its way to a different galaxy, the Andromeda Galaxy?
I don't know.
But the question is, why would all these known aliens be in this galaxy?
Well, who's to say that there's not another Earth out there with humans
I have no idea. I have no idea how this lines up with what the events took place in the previous trilogy. Whatever, I don't know.
No, I don't care. I want to play.
Is that there is the God, what's the name of that alien race? The
Asari?
The Asari. That's all you need. That's all I want.
No, you shut your mouth right now. We need the Quarians. Tally forever.
Well, if
I don't
this
care
is
what you say. Tally
race
forever.
Or another universe,
I know that
they might not be.
Liara is your waifu, but Tally forever. She has like the best dialogue of any person. I played through where Liara with my love interest. I don't care for her dialogue, even though I love the voice actress. I love Jennifer Hale, but the dialogue with Tally is a lot better. But no, like, and they say that the main character is going to be female, like the canon new main character is female.
I have no idea. I don't see why that would. Wouldn't it have to be? Can't you choose?
Yeah, you can choose. I'm pretty sure you can choose.
Then it shouldn't matter.
It wouldn't be Mass Effect if you couldn't choose like your female or male counterpart. But I thought I read somewhere that they said that the main character canonically is supposed to be female. But like you said, yeah, it doesn't matter.
I haven't really read much about anything about Mass Effect because I'm gonna buy it no matter what. And, and I don't need to be sold on it. So
yeah, I've already been sold on it.
When I approach a game from that perspective, it's like, okay, I'll just wait until it's out. I don't need.
I need more Mass Effect.
I don't need to keep my mind focused on it because it's just gonna. want it now. So
I want it now too. How long have they been working on it?
Well, I think they first announced it, I want to say 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago, when EA had a press conference, which was really about nothing because they had nothing to show. They just showed the making of Star Wars and the making of Mass Effect, and they didn't really have much in the way of titles to show. They just actually released their normal sports games, but had nothing else. I think that was the year they announced Mirror's Edge and Battlefront and Mass Effect Andromeda. And we've basically been waiting for those games ever since. Mirror's Edge finally just came out.
How is that? Have you played it?
I haven't tried it yet. Just got it in the mail. I got it in the mail.
Is this the same package that came with Odin Sphere?
No. So Odin Sphere came with Mega Man Zero. But I ordered Mirror's Edge after that shipped. And I got Mirror's Edge first. 2 days later, I got Odin Sphere.
Let's say that Mirror's Edge gets the VR patch, and you can play it through it as VR. I feel like that game you would get sick.
I would never
because
play
there's
Mirror's
so
Edge in
much.
VR.
Because that would be so disorienting. Because you run everywhere. You're the whole game is you running.
Yeah,
I played the demo for it on PS3, the first one, and I was getting a little bit of sickness playing that, little motion sickness.
So I've never felt any motion sickness from any game in my entire gaming career.
I have Gravity Rush, which is why I kind of stopped the LP, but I might return to it if my stomach toughens up.
I have that game on PS4. I need to play that. I'll probably play that.
I got it.
See if I get motion sickness from that.
Let's see. I'll be there.
Yeah, I would never play Mirror's
I'll hold
Edge
the barf bag.
VR. Speaking of VR, one thing I heard, I don't know if this was at E3 or just some other event. Have you ever heard of the movie Walk? A true story of the guy who put a tightrope between the World Trade Center
tightrope walker between the World Trade Center. Yeah.
Okay, someone made a VR demo of that.
Oh yeah, I saw the video of people playing it and like getting super paranoid and disoriented.
And like, I heard about it on this Giant Bomb thing this week, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't take the step, even though it was just a rope on the floor, and they knew that. When they put the helmet on, and they were actually on the Twin Towers.
It messes with your senses.
Yeah,
it does what it does. It messes with your senses, and it's like if they put like a fan in there to simulate the wind. Yeah, you feel it, and you're like, okay, I don't want to do this, even though I know, because you don't even want to feel or see falling from a building. Like you might get that you might get the feeling of falling. You know how like people who like will dream of falling and they'll wake up because they feel it even though they're not falling.
When I fall in video games, I get that stomach clench. I get that kind of feeling. I would absolutely feel that in
VR. You would that would probably like jack you up like.
And then it would mess with your head because then if you were to fall wearing that VR, your mind would want to be falling hundreds of feet, but then you'd only fall, to the floor.
Of course, you could just close your eyes. That's always the option. It's VR. You close your eyes and you're not sensing it. You're not seeing it anymore.
Yeah.
Because you're not actually falling. So if you close your eyes, it'd be like a roller coaster VR. Like you probably could sit in a chair with the wind blowing in your face, and then it would seem real. It's not. So you shouldn't feel the motion of it at all. Cause
we're kind of going on a tangent here, but
I know
there is an actual roller coaster where you wear a VR helmet, and it's a Superman themed roller coaster.
Oh yeah.
So you're on this roller coaster, and I'm assuming you're supposed to be Superman. You're flying around as Superman. I don't know much more than that, but that idea it's crazy because I've never really been on a roller coaster.
No,
we don't have them here.
I don't handle. There's one picture in existence of me on a roller coaster, and you will never see another. I will never go on a roller coaster ever. Yeah, I went last year I went to Universal Studios, and we are getting off topic, but it's okay. Last year I went to Universal Studios, and I got on the mummy ride. I didn't think it was gonna be like that kind of roller coaster. But when I walk up to the thing before I get on and I see a sign that says, "Do you have a heart condition?" I'm like, nah. I couldn't escape. Like, I couldn't escape then. Maybe if I was in the middle of the line, I could have escaped. But no, I went on this thing. My eyes closed the second it shot into a darkness.
Uh-huh.
And my eyes, I was clenching my glasses. And I was just holding on for dear life, hoping that I would survive this. And it was funny because I went back and watched a video of that ride. It's not even like it wasn't even like a elaborate roller coaster. There were a bunch of like
run of the mill roller coaster.
Yeah, it was indoors, of course. It wasn't go super high or super low. But to me, that who doesn't like roller coasters, that was too much for me. No, I don't know. It's the only picture in existence which shows the pain on my face, and you can see it.
Are you a good flyer when you're on a plane?
I've never flown. I probably never will.
Really?
I probably, even though I've said I've said I would skydive, but I probably would back out super hard.
So when I'm on a plane, I don't get scared, even if there's like
turbulence.
No, because I just, it's like I have no control over it. So what the hell? There's nothing I can do about it. So why be scared? And I've flown from Hawaii to Japan. That's the only time I've ever...
Then you are braver in that aspect of life than me, Greg. Because
I'm wondering how I would be on a roller coaster. Would I be in that same mentality?
Probably not. We have roller coasters here if you want to go see it when you visit.
Would we have time? Where would it be?
It's not too far. We got roller coasters, yeah. Yeah, I'll talk to Kristen. I'll say I'm not gonna go on it, but feel free to go into the loop de loop roller coaster. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can go on there, and then you can see how you fare. So that'll be something.
That's a sidetrack.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, back to track. So, all right, go ahead. You want to talk about Prey?
So two games that I was really interested in from the Bethesda press conference was Prey and Dishonored 2.
I never played Prey.
I played the demo.
Seen it?
I played the demo, but you don't have to worry about it because this has nothing to do with...
Yeah, it's completely different, but it looked interesting.
The original Prey, you played as Tommy Hawk? That sounds really racist.
Why?
You play as a Native American in that game. That was the whole point of that game, was prey, it was hunting, Native American. And you get kidnapped, you start off in a bar, and you get pulled into an alien ship, and I don't know if you have to rescue people or what, but whatever. The game was okay, and...
It's just called Prey, though, so this seems to be like a
basically,
reboot.
This has, as far as I can tell, this has nothing to do with the original Prey. It's just the cool name that Bethesda has the rights to. So why not call a game Prey?
It looked interesting. Like at the end of that trailer, he's looking in a mirror and the mirror is talking to him, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what's going on? I
don't know what's going on. It's just, it looks like a crazy psychological sci-fi game with aliens. There's like a mothership.
Yeah, I know it like people didn't expect it to be Prey. Like no one knew what that was.
Well, the rumors leading up to E3 was that Prey 2 was happening. And everyone's like, what?
Oh.
Because many years ago, there was a Prey 2. And it basically, the story of that game was you were one of the people that were taken from that mothership, or the alien ship that stole people from Earth. And you ended up living as a human in this alien city. And you became a bounty hunter. And apparently the demo for that game was like epic. And everyone was like, where is Prey 2? Like that game never came out. So everyone thought that Prey 2 was happening when all these rumors were started, but it's something completely different from that even. So who knows when it'll actually come out? It could be 3 years away, but it looks really interesting, and I hope it's good. That's really all I need to say about it, because all they just showed was that teaser trailer as an announcement. And Dishonored 2 was basically Bethesda's big showpiece game at that conference, and it looks really cool. I need to play Dishonored 1 because I never did play that.
I never played the first Dishonored.
I do have it on PC.
I know that there's a Portal reference in it, and that's the extent of what I know. And then I think I watched Kristen play a little bit of it.
Yeah, she did play that on stream. That was actually around the time I first started following her.
Oh yeah.
That was back in the day where she used to stream more than once a week.
Oh,
because I remember watching her play this game throughout the days of the week. Anyway,
life happens.
They show in this demo like a really cool stealth mechanic where you're traveling back and forth through time. Instead of you can see you're in the past, but you can see what's happening in the future. So if you see a guard walking towards you, you can just walk around him and not have to worry because you're in a different time. But if you need to kill him, you can go back into the future and just kill him. And the game looks really cool. And I told
now,
Kristen,
is there gonna be two characters? Like, I saw a girl.
Yes. So I guess in the first game you played as a character named Corvo, and you were protecting or doing stuff to help this little girl named Emily in the first game story. So I don't know how the story full unfolds or anything, but in Prey 2, you're an older Corvo, and the other character you can play is as Emily. So if you want, I'm assuming Corvo has similar moves to the first game, but if you want to play a completely new playstyle, you can play as Emily. You know how hard it is to keep a straight face with you changing the names of this game?
It's okay, don't worry about it. Dishonored looks okay.
It looks really cool, and it makes me want to play the first game.
Yeah, depending on how good it is when it releases, I might, because I like to play series games from the beginning. Only a few times have I ever just skipped an entry in the series,
like Mass Effect.
Like Mass Effect. Yes, that is one instance. That's the only one I could think of right now. But no, there's some, like, if it didn't come out here, like I played Dragon Quest VIII. Of course, I couldn't play the originals because some of them didn't come out here. But if I play a game, I like to play it from the beginning to get all the story, so I understand more in the series. Because like when Mass Effect 3 came out, they were like, if you come into Mass Effect 3, what's the point? It'll make you a fan. It's like, yeah, what's the point if you don't know what the hell is going on, who these characters are?
So for me, in regards to Mass Effect, the thing that drove me was taking these characters across 3 different games.
Yeah,
if I
exactly
just
the
jumped
adventure
into Mass Effect 3 to see the ending of this story, I have no emotional investment.
Yep, exactly. Except for the first one.
Well,
because I never played it.
For me, Mass Effect 2 was still like, good. Oh my god, look at all these characters that I haven't seen in however many years.
It's okay. It was okay. You can jump into Mass Effect 2 and still be good. Because Mass Effect 2 and 3 are almost the same game. Like leading into the other.
I kind of want them, if they ever do remake them proper for PS4 and Xbox One, that they would adjust the combat in the Mass Effect 1 to at least match Mass Effect 2. Because that would be the hardest part, going back and playing that crappy combat.
Oh, I can go back and play Mass Effect 2, no problem.
No. Going back to Mass Effect 1 would be the hardest.
1. Yeah. If I do play it on the channel, it's going to start at 2, because it's going to be the PS3 version. It's going to have the Dark Horse comic that just lets me sum up Mass Effect 1.
You can buy the trilogy now.
I don't know. Maybe. I might go, because I haven't played it, and I played the shit out of 2 and 3. But the game I want to talk about now, the last thing on the E3 news is South Park, The Fractured But Whole. Now, yes. I remember E3's trailer from last year, and it was great. It was like, yeah, because I played The Stick of Truth, and it's a great game.
Did they announce this game last year at E3?
Yeah,
it wasn't. Year, yeah, it wasn't during like PlayStation Experience or something or PAX?
No, it was it was E3 last year, and so we get a new one this year, and I just love how they're just keeping it with like what's going on currently in South Park. I haven't watched any of the recent seasons, but I do get like some of the references in it, but that they're poking fun at like the Marvel movie phases, and
cool.
Him calling him like, go ahead, be DC Comics. it's just so relevant. It's cool. Awesome
because this one's about superheroes. The other one
this one's about superheroes because because of course the Stick of Truth was the town of South Park with the like fantasy theme of like Lord of the Rings, and now you can do the same thing, but you code it with superhero themes. So now like things can be changed because it's all in their imagination anyways.
Yeah.
Like all the magic they do, it's not real. Like the magic would be like a firecracker and you're casting fire magic. That's what it was, you know. It's make believe. It's great. It's like a great game that takes advantage of that. But I love that it's the Stick of Truth is coming to the PS4 and Xbox, I think. I hope it comes before it comes out, because the thing is,
it's out now.
What?
My friend, because they said if you pre-order Stick of Truth on the PSN store, I'm sorry, Fractured But Whole in the PSN store, you get Stick of Truth now.
No,
for free.
No. So we confirm that it is available right now if you pre-order it. The Gold Edition on PS4. You get the Stick of Truth after checkout, but that's the only way to get it. So you have to buy the digital version of the next game, The Fractured But Whole, to get it. I just hope that we can buy it before then, because the game saves. The save travels over into the next game, which is a good thing. Alright, so let's get into this week's questions. By the way, the next Level Grindcast will be in 2 weeks. We would have done this one next week, but we had to do E3.
Yeah.
So every 2 weeks we'll have a Level Grindcast, unless some special occasion comes up. But onward to the first question. What were some memorable moments in gaming for you during the 90s? You go first.
So, Street Fighter is my favorite game, obviously, but there was a summer where Street Fighter 2 Turbo and Super Mario All-Stars came out the same week. Their release dates were the same week. So those two games came out in the same week. I think it was like in July or June or something. And that was games. Basically, because that game had two Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition and Street Fighter 2 Turbo on one cart. And then obviously you got
Mario All-Stars.
You got 4 amazing games on one cart.
Was that the one that was remade with like the colorful graphics for
right.
like Mario 1?
It was the first HD remake.
That's true. You could say that was the first HD remake.
It was the Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, plus the Super Mario Brothers 2 that came out in Japan.
Levels. Yeah, Lost Levels.
All with fancy new graphics, and that was probably the first time I owned Super Mario Brothers 3. I guess technically owned all, because I never had my own NES. Yeah.
That's cool.
So the day that we got the N64 and I first played Mario 64, that was the first real 3D game that I've ever seen. I remember looking up videos for that game from E3 on the internet, which was very new.
The beginning of the internet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you'd spend an hour to get a 30-second clip of QuickTime video.
Oh God, QuickTime
or Real Player.
Do they even do they? Oh God, Real Player. They don't even use that anymore, right?
Real Player, I hope is a dead thing. QuickTime's still around.
I know. I think I have some Real Player files that can't be played.
Oh man. Oh, what, VLC can't play Real Media?
Oh yeah,
VLC plays everything.
It can. The only thing that it can play it. Did you get Zelda? Did you have the gold cart? Of Ocarina of Time. You had to have gotten that one, right?
I'm not sure if we had the gold cart, because that was only like the first initial batch.
Oh, my cousin.
Because that game was not a launch game. That came out a long time.
No. Well, I mean, but it's still within the 90s.
Yeah. I remember that was a great year, in particular, because 98 was Metal Gear Solid and Ocarina of Time in the same year.
That's cool. That's a good memory. At least you weren't the N64 kid.
No. We didn't. No.
I don't think I've ever gotten that hype for something, ever. Like, I'm not screaming at, like, a present. Like, holy crap. I would just be like, I'll be hiding my. It had to be something super good. Like, the remake for 7, that one I was like, yes! But I'm not gonna, like, start screaming and jumping up and down my bed or anything.
Yeah.
One of my most memorable moments in gaming in the 90s happened after I had my surgery. Came home. At the time, my dad, he worked for Sony. Not working in Sony, like, as a tech or anything. He was a truck driver for Sony, where he drove overnight delivering whatever it is that they were, shipping. And we had a company picnic for Sony at SeaWorld, and they had a raffle, and we won a PlayStation and at the time big screen TV. But the big screen TV was like an oven. It was just a huge TV with a huge CRT back and everything, and it was like just an oven in the living room.
Right.
But I got home from the hospital. I was in the hospital for 9 days. And I came home and we didn't know how to hook up the PlayStation at all. I didn't know how to hook it up. It was new. It with the Nintendo, you had the thing that just screws into where, the cable cord goes into.
The RF.
The RF, yeah. It would just screw into there, and that's what you had to do. Then here comes the PlayStation, and PlayStation uses the RCA cable, and I was like,
Did you have an RCA input on your TV?
Oh yeah, we did. It took me a while to figure that out because I was just like, oh, color, red, okay. So I put it in, turned it on. It only came with the demo disc. Actually, no, it came with the demo disc. That very first demo discs. Remember demo discs?
Mm-hmm.
They're awesome. But came with the demo disc. It had Need for Speed on it. And then I remember having Assault Rigs, which is a very old PlayStation game. It was like a 3D. It was kind of 3D vector. It was. Oh, you could just tell it was 3D. If you look up Assault Rigs. And you could just tell, like, oh man, that was the beginning of PlayStation graphics right there. And I could hear you typing. You're looking up Assault Rigs. But yeah, that was my first introduction to the PlayStation. If I hadn't gone to PlayStation then, God, who knows, what my gaming life would be right now. And thank God too, because another memorable moment in the 90s came when Final Fantasy VII came out. I had played a little bit of Final Fantasy 6 or 3, if you want to call it 3 at the time. Mm-hmm. But never like beat it. But I loved Final Fantasy because I played 2 or 4 as it's actually mm-hmm. is. We had Final Fantasy 2 and we got to the moon, and then like some unfortunate circumstances where your cartridge would just lose your game saves. We got to the final area and the thing ate our game save, and like, oh.
You didn't press reset?
No, I don't know what happened.
You have to press reset and then turn off the system.
Yeah.
Well, that was for
But
NES. I don't know if Super Nintendo needed that.
I don't know. But what happened was Final Fantasy VII was being released, and my mom somehow went to Toys R Us, argued with the guy for I don't know how long, but managed to get Final Fantasy VII a day early.
Wow.
That was really memorable for me on that one.
You know what a memorable thing for me that happened during my playthrough of Final Fantasy VII was my system decided to crap out, and I had to not get a new one, but I had to do the trick where your system has to be upside down when you play a game.
Wait, what system is it?
PlayStation 1. Do you know this? Have you ever heard of this?
It's vaguely familiar.
So I don't know.
There was a lot of weird things you could do your PlayStation 1 to make games play. Opening the disc cartridge, just letting it run for a sec.
You had to. The trouble was that it couldn't basically read video files properly. So Final Fantasy VII has a lot of cinematics, right? Pre-rendered cinemas. Basically, through my first playthrough of that game, the cinematics would just start to get all choppy and just crash the system and wouldn't play properly. And I heard about this on the internet. Well, I was like, well, maybe I need to do this. So I basically took some VHS tapes and made 2 columns so that the system wouldn't be sitting on the actual disc tray of the PS1. Mm-hmm. And I flipped it over. And as soon as I flipped it over, the thing ran perfect.
I never heard of anything like that.
From that point on, I had to have my system running upside down. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. I don't know why. Maybe the lens was loose, and if it was upside down, it would sit in a slot that would be better for it. Whatever. It worked until I got a PS2 that had backwards compatibility. From that day forward, I had to have my PlayStation 1 upside down.
That's interesting. I had never heard of that issue. That's interesting. Oh, upside down console. That shit would not fly nowadays. Like, if I had to do that, I would be like, you need to fix this right now. Like, this is unacceptable. Alright, so moving on.
So what game or games would you like to see remastered in HD for modern systems?
Remastered
HD remake, bringing an old game back to life.
Like completely remade, or just remastered like DuckTales was remastered?
I guess either or.
Okay. Well, there's a bunch that I would like to see, given that HD remake or remastered, the treatment, to be brought back to life. One of them came true was they brought out Grandia 2, the anniversary edition, which is it's an HD, I guess you could say it's HD remaster of it's the same graphics, just like crisper and and it's great. I love it, and I would like to see that come to consoles. I would like to see Skies of Arcadia get HD coat of paint, because I love that game. That's a great RPG. It's about sky pirates. But if I had to choose like a game to be like just completely remade or remastered, I played through. There's actually 2, and they're both RPGs. I played. So when I started Dragon Quest Heroes, the opening animation, because it's Akira Toriyama's like designs and whatnot, that main character, if you gave him red hair, he would be Chrono from Chrono Trigger. I believe like you could probably do Chrono Trigger in that style, and it would probably be really awesome. Although I wouldn't want it to kill Chrono Trigger, but I think that if they were to completely, like the FF7 remake, if they remade Chrono Trigger with like that style, I think it would, not a Muso game, but like RPG wise, it could be just amazing. As for something I want remade into modern graphics, I love the Legend of Legaia series. There's only 2. There's Legend of Legaia 2, or Legaia 2 as it's called, Dual Saga. But the first Legend of Legaia, which is on PS1, which is one of the few PS1 games I actually still own, was really good. It's a really good RPG. It has a combat system that I don't know if anyone's done it. It's kind of like Xenogears. I think that game remade today would be freaking awesome. And one thing I loved about the game was when you got armor, it actually changed on your appearance, which not many.
So that's rare.
Which not many games did. Like you wore something new, it reflected on your character in battle. But that game, I think that game, if it was remade, I think it could be revived, because the story was actually really interesting, especially one of the characters who is in a cave and has like a wolf friend that took care of her. She has a really unique story behind hers, and that there's probably others that I would like to see remade and remastered, but right now those are the only two that would come to mind.
For me, I'm not really sure. The first thing that comes to mind would be Mega Man.
Which one?
Like the original.
Like
if you could take... Like, this is obviously never going to happen. But if you could redo the graphics and have, like, the best 2D art, I think it would be kind of cool. But it might also just screw up the entire balance of the game. Because Mega Man was designed to be a specific pixel size.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when they started playing around with the different sprite sizes in the later Mega Man X games, it just didn't feel right.
That first Mega Man, the Super Nintendo one, that wasn't X. A Mega Man 8, I think.
7.
7?
Well, 7 came out after X.
The one with the soccer ball that you can kick? The one that has the kick?
That was for PS1. Mega Man 8 for PS1.
Was that the one?
Yeah, Mega Man 7 was on Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, yeah, that did change up the graphics a little bit. Yeah, okay, I remember. Yeah, it did get a little weird. I
mean, this will never happen because Konami is dead.
Konami doesn't own Mega Man.
We could take.
You're not talking about Mega Man anymore. Okay.
No. If they could remake Castlevania Symphony of the Night with redone 2D graphics in the best art possible. But that will just never happen, so I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, Konami's dead. There's no.
I mean, they're sort of doing that with Bloodstained with 3D graphics, obviously. But...
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my code. Like, when are they going to send out those demo codes? Because I want those.
I have no idea.
I want because we both backed that one, and I really look forward to that one. I just hope it's not the same as Mighty Number 9, because that one seems to be it's taken as long as some of the other ones, but it's not getting the hype as like the other ones. Like
what, Bloodstained taking as long?
No, Mighty Number 9.
Oh.
No, Bloodstained is looking good. It's Mighty Number 9 that's like a big bummer. Because Shovel Knight set the bar high.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you need to reach that level that Shovel Knight did.
See, I didn't even hear about Shovel Knight from the Kickstarter days.
Yeah,
I only heard about it when it was being released as a game.
Yeah, I don't remember it at the beginning of the Kickstarter, but I remember hearing about it like when it was nearing completion. But, Mighty Number 9, people wanted Mega Man, and sadly, it's not. You'd be better just sticking with buying the Virtual Console of Mega Man X if you don't own the originals, because that's always will be the better Mega Man.
You know what? I wouldn't mind if they remade the God of War, the first God of War, maybe, because I mean, graphically, it probably could use another.
In like Ascension graphics.
No,
PS4, what was some
God of War 3? Yeah, God of War 3 graphics.
What was
if you could take the first one?
It would be like what would be something that you played when you were young that was like this question is just, it's too broad. Like there's so many things that could
see. I'm trying to think of like, see, my favorite games were Super Nintendo games, but those are all 2D sprite games. Would you have to remake them in 3D?
No, you could remake them in 2D. Like what?
Like one game I'm thinking that could work, but they sort of did this was Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Oh yeah, they did that. I have a Vita version.
Maximo.
Of that. Oh,
they did Maximo.
I never played Maximo. That was a Ghouls and Ghosts game, right? Good.
it was spiritually, it wasn't officially a Ghouls and Ghosts game, but it had the feel and the art style sort of matched. Mm-hmm. I mean, because you're running around in armor, and then you get hit, and then you're in your underwear. You're in your boxers with the polka dot pattern, you know.
Yeah, I
spiritually,
remember,
because it was not made. It was published by Capcom, but it was made by a Western studio. And it was pretty good. I think they made a Maximo 2, but I don't think I played that.
All right, we can move along.
I mean,
we
Strider, but they made a new Strider.
Yeah, they made a new Strider. That one was good. I haven't beaten it, but I have it. All right, so the last question is: would you rather return to cartridge games, or would you like to continue with disc formatted games?
So this is sort of we've already gone back. So I would like to return to cartridge games, simply from the standpoint of they load faster. There's no physical media. But, well, say what we were going to say.
Well, I was gonna say, like I like both. Like when they went to Blu-ray discs for like PS3 games, which were really hard to scratch, you'd have to really try to scratch those games.
Right, because they're on Blu-rays. There's
a coating.
There's like a coating of protective whatever on top of it.
Yeah,
you'd probably do more damage from the other side of the disc than the actual data side of the disc.
Yeah. And I loved that when they did that. But, I grew up with cartridge games, and, they could return to cartridge because, like, we have flash drives that are, like, 125 gigs, which is as big as any game disc you can get, like, on Blu-ray.
Last week, I just bought a thumb drive, USB thumb drive for $20. It's 128 gigabytes.
Yeah, I need to buy one of those.
And I use this to back up my PlayStation 4 to put it in the new hard drive.
Really? You use a thumb drive?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't even know you could do that. I thought you had to do it on external. I didn't know you could actually do it from
I needed another drive because I thought I was going to I did put the operating system on this drive.
Interesting.
But then when my other drive kept failing on the restore, I was like, well, this is 128 gigabytes. If I just remove some stuff, I can get it on that drive, and then that worked.
Wow. See, that's a good case for cartridge. If a thumb drive can hold as much as a PS4 game or Xbox game, you can put that in a cartridge, especially if it's going to be protected within the plastic that it's holding it,
Right. So, but on that note, we kind of already do this.
I know we do it with 3DS.
When you put a disc into a system now, you don't play the game off the disc. It installs on the hard drive. So, I mean, the argument in favor of a cartridge is that it loads faster. But HD games, it loads faster on your 3DS because you're only doing like a megabyte of information at any given moment. When it's loading the next room for your game, it's going to be like that because it's only so much data. Mm-hmm. But when you're playing a game off a disc, you're dealing with 50 gigabytes, up to 50 gigabytes of data. So you're constantly loading a lot of high-res assets to load on your game. You're not loading that off the disc. Whenever you play a game on PS4, it's just spinning the disc as a check that it's actually in the system. Because you bought it physically, so you can't run the game right off the hard drive. But when you're actually playing the game, you are running the game off the hard drive. So once the disk check is done, it never spins up after that. So we're getting the fastest possible load speeds based on the hard drive that's in the system. So we sort of are using cartridges.
Well, like the PS Vita does use like a little thin, cartridge of sorts, and then the 3DS does use like a little, square cartridges also. But like a HD console that would use like cartridges, hell, maybe even the NX would use cartridges, would return to that. But I can see where they would rather stick with discs because it costs less to have
especially
the
if
plastic would be a lot, and
there's no way NX would use a cart simply because if you're going to be dealing with high res assets like that, all of a sudden you're talking about putting tons of data on a proprietary piece of technology that Nintendo would own. Cartridges would probably games would cost $80, $90 again. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's why games cost so much back then, because they had to be put on a cart. Once discs became standard, all of a sudden it was easy to replicate a game. So costs went down, and then the $60 price tag, or $50 back then, stuck. When PS1 games were out, they were $50, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
And I think they jumped the price to $60 on the 360 PS3 generation cycle.
Yeah. No, I see. I mean, as long as the disc can't be scratched, because the only thing my gripe with like the 360 was the disc scratched incredibly easily, and that drove me crazy, especially with games that had like 4 discs.
The disc would scratch in the system.
That too. That too.
Happened.
Yes.
So
that drives me crazy, and
of course that wasn't my problem with the 360.
Well, I mean, I have nothing against Microsoft. They just don't have all the games that I like, and even if they're like I don't know, PlayStation has always just had more games that were to my liking than the Xbox brand. But the fact that they used the Blu-ray discs first, like that was a big selling point to me, because I hated scratch discs. It would drive me crazy.
I think most of my games are fine. I'm the kind of person that puts the disc right back in the case.
Yeah, no, I never leave my games inside the console. Never. I would never do that. What if it breaks? That game is lost. If you have to send it in, you might not get it back.
I remember when my PS3 broke. Like, I got the yellow light of death.
Mm-hmm.
There is instructions to force the disc in the system to eject on like the one bit of power that will turn on the system enough to have it beep and then die again. I think you're like holding the power and holding the eject for 3 seconds, and then it'll turn on, spit the disc out, and turn off.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with the 360 was I went through 5 of them.
Oh God, I think I went through 2. I'm not gonna lie. I think I went through 2 of them before I gave up on the 360. Plus, I only had like 4 games, 2 of which came to PS3. But one that came to PS3 but never released here, sadly. That was Tales of Vesperia.
I have a ton of 360 games, but throughout the life of that generation, because of the unreliability of the electronics, I mean, I think the 360 is the worst piece of electronics ever released. It has such basically, they say it's only a certain percentage. I think it was way more than half of all systems were bad.
Mm-hmm.
I went through 5 of them, all had red rings. Well, I guess I went through 4 of them. I'm on my 5th one. But I basically lost all trust in Microsoft because of that, and throughout the course of that generation, I just basically bought all my games on PS3. Because I just was like, I'm not going to buy my 360 unless I have to, or play my 360 unless I have to, because it's an exclusive game.
Yeah.
So all my games ended up being on the PS3.
It did have 2 RPGs that haven't been released. At least I don't know if it has on the Xbone.
Is it Blue Dragon?
Blue Dragon's 1.
And Lost Odyssey?
Lost Odyssey. Did I tell you that, or did you just guess those?
No, I just knew that because those were games by Sakaguchi.
Ah.
They were only on my.
There you go. See, you know me. You know exactly which games I went for. So
I never played them, but those were games that I was actually kind of interested in.
Oh, Lost Odyssey! Lost Odyssey is great. I want that. I want them to port that.
So here's the weird thing. My friend Leonard and we made a comic book. We never really followed through on it, but the main character looked exactly like the main character in Lost Odyssey.
His name's Kaim.
Kaim? Well, his name is Rain in our world.
Okay, sorry.
But when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, they like made a 3D version of this character that we created 10 years ago.
Oh, man.
That was just weird.
Yeah.
Just a whole moment for me.
There always be moments when 2 people come up with the same kind of thing, and whoever brings it out first has claim to it, sadly.
Right.
I just think back to like the Family Guy episodes where the guy goes into the patent office with the theory of relativity, and Einstein just smashes his head and then takes off with it. Oh man, that's so good. Anyways, I think that was a good second episode of the Level Grindcast. next week, of course, there won't be one next week, but the following week. That way we have time to see what's been going on in the gaming world, what we've been doing, give everyone our updates. And, this week, Grand Kingdom comes out. I'm super looking forward to that. And
does your demo save carry over into the main game?
I believe it does. I'm still going to start over. Cool. Maybe.
Yeah, but you get bonus items
maybe,
or something, right?
Because if my characters carry over, of course, I'm going to go with them because I have them like level 20 right now before the servers closed.
Holy crap.
Yeah. No, wait. No, was it 20 or was it 10? I got them up. I got them up there. Dude, I played that game. It's great. I don't know if you saw it, but it was great.
Yeah, I did see it. I was like, "Huh,
yeah,
this one's really fun.
Yeah,
I might want to get this."
Yes, get it. It's great. Did you see that art book for that limited edition? Get that. No. Get it. It's great.
Is it a real book? Like hundreds of pages?
I think it's 128 pages, which is like 60 something. 2 on each page.
Well, yeah,
it looks good. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it regardless because it looks awesome, and I love playing it when I played the beta. That I'm looking forward to. By the time that we do the next Level Grind Cast, Zero Time Dilemma should be out, and Star Ocean. So by then, Grand Kingdom, Zero Time Dilemma, and Star Ocean will release. And I am going to be all over all 3 of those games. And I'll have a lot to talk about. Not spoiling, not spoiling anything, but I'll be able to talk about those games, because those are the ones I'm looking forward to like the most this month. Were you looking forward to anything?
I don't know what else releases. I have a stack of games that I need to play through right now.
You have a bunch of games that you have to play. Plus, I
just got Odin Sphere, Mirror's Edge, and Doom, and I just got Mega Man Zero Collection.
Duh. You can't stream that, but you can stream Odin Sphere.
No. Yeah, I will stream Odin Sphere.
I'm looking forward to that tonight.
I'll probably stream Mirror's Edge as well. And possibly even Doom. I heard so many good things about it. That's the reason I bought it.
I want you to play Odin Sphere.
Yeah, that's tough.
Play that one tonight. That one's great. I will be there. It'll be right after this, so this is dating when this was done. Especially if they go to your channel. What is that channel, Greg?
Twitch.tv/Pixelated Soul.
Yeah, that's where you can find him. Where else can we find you?
Well, I'm Pixelated Soul on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, which I don't really consider myself a YouTuber. I just sort of put videos up. I don't really maintain that. But you can check out what I have. You can watch my Bloodborne boss fights.
Now, if we want to experience your awesome abilities in graphical art, where can we go for that?
My website is sabercreations.com.
Yes. You check
SABER.
You can check him out. Yeah, check him out there. Check out what he has. He's really good. He did my logo. He finished my logo, and it's great. Of course, if you want to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me on Twitter, which is at AL_ZERO83 or AL083. When I made that, I couldn't get AL083, like all one word. I guess somebody had it. So I had to go AL_083.
Well, if you go to twitter.com/L083, that page does not exist. You can change your name right now.
Can I change it?
If that page does not exist,
but I can change my Twitter name?
That means the name is up for grabs. Yeah, you can change your Twitter name.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that. So, I will need, but it looks like I'm going to need you to update some of those things.
That's fine.
And just send them back to me. But it looks like here on the Level Grindcast episode 2, I've upgraded my Twitter name to actually be at Al083. And now you can find me that way. So, if you'd like to send us a question for next time for the next Level Grindcast, send it at Al083. And your question will be answered on the next Level Grindcast. That will be in 2 weeks. What else is going to be going on? So, Valkyria Chronicles has just finished. We're continuing on with Odin Sphere. Oh, we're playing Valiant Hearts. The Great War. Good game. Good game. Of course, I want to do an LP on Grand Kingdom. That one will probably for sure be coming. So, look forward to that. And yeah, I think that's just about it. Greg, you want to take us out?
Brr, 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 brr.